If you're a first time home buyer, chances are that you have a good mix of excitement and, well, a little bit of fear, right? You're not alone. Buying your first home is a big step, and it's completely normal to feel a little nervous about it. Today, we're tackling the 5 most common fears that first time home buyers face, and most importantly, how to overcome them. Let's turn those fears into confidence. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sabria Callis, your partner in finding and funding your new home. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification below so you never miss the latest updates on the whole home buying process. I'm going to go in order with these 5 fears, with the least to most common fear amongst first time home buyers. And if you missed that last fear, none of the first 4 are going to even matter at all. So be sure to stick around to the end. Fear number 1, what if I can't afford a home? This fear comes up a lot for first time home buyers, and it's completely valid. Owning a home is a big commitment, but the good news is there are ways to plan and protect yourself financially. Affordability starts with your understanding of your budget. This is going to include knowing your income, debt, and monthly expenses. A general rule of thumb is to keep your housing expenses, which is going to include mortgage, taxes, and insurance, below 30% of your income. You want to get pre-approved for a mortgage because it's going to give you a clear idea of what you can afford before you start shopping for a home and falling in love with the home that you love. There are some safety nets and strategies that you want to have in place if affordability is your biggest fear. You hear all the time the big B word, right? Yes, you want to budget carefully and make sure to factor in any other expenses like utilities, maintenance, and potential emergencies. This is going to help you avoid any surprises in the future. You want to research any programs for first time home buyers because there are a lot of programs and grants designed to help first time home buyers with down payment assistance, favorable interest rates, and these are going to help reduce your upfront and monthly costs. There are a lot of people that think that they need 20% down, but that's a myth. You can get a home for as little as 3 to 5% down or even less with certain programs. I have a future video coming on how to find down payment assistance programs in your state. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Also, you want to establish an emergency fund. It's another step that you can take when deciding how much you really need to put in that fund. You want to plan at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. This is going to give you a cushion for any unexpected expenses that will come up. One tool to keep in mind is a mortgage calculator. I do recommend the one at bankrate.com. I like the one because it allows you to add in property taxes, homeowners insurance estimates. Also, don't feel pressure to buy at the top part of your budget. You want to start small, grow into that dream home over time. Fear number 2, what if I make a mistake? Making such a big decision can feel overwhelming. You're probably thinking, what if I pick the wrong house? What if I overpay? You want to start by learning the basics of the whole home buying process. Research the market, understand mortgage options, and know what to expect in closing costs. Buying a home isn't about being perfect, it's about being prepared. And this is where having the right team really matters. Your realtor, hey, that's me, will guide you through every step of the process, from identifying red flags during home tours to negotiating the best price. And don't forget about the home inspection. It's going to be your safety net to ensure that you're not buying a home with hidden issues. That's where a home inspector will come in handy, helping you to focus on your wants over needs is where that team is going to really help bridge the gap there. Also, you want to connect with the right lender so you have an understanding of the loan process and getting pre-approved. We talked about that in Fear 1 on the affordability factor. These mistakes are completely avoidable if you take the right steps, focus on finding a home that fits your lifestyle and your budget. Yes, there goes the B word again, and not just your wish list. Remember, this is your first home, not your forever home. And even if something doesn't go exactly as planned, that's okay. Every homeowner has a learning curve, and mistakes, big or small, can be stepping stones to financial growth and independence. No question is going to be too small or too silly. Ask them away in the comments. My job is to make sure that you feel 100% confident in your decision. So feel free to drop me a question there or schedule a consultation. That's going to be in the link below as well. Let's get into fear number 3. This fear I see a lot with first time home buyers is, what if my credit isn't good enough? This is a big one, and I've done previous videos on the importance of credit, what you need to do, what needs to be in place, what habits you need to start doing to make sure that you're positioned for the lending process. Um, but it's a fear that holds people back unnecessarily. So let's be clear. You don't need perfect credit to buy a home. So don't panic. I'm here to explain what good credit really means, how it affects your home buying journey, and what you can do if it's not quite where you want it to be. Now, the truth is, having less than perfect credit doesn't automatically disqualify you from becoming a homeowner. Your credit score is important because lenders are going to use it to determine how much risk they're taking by giving you a loan. It's going to affect your loan approval, interest rate, and sometimes even your down payment. So most lenders are going to look for a score of 620 or higher for conventional loans, but programs like FHA can accept scores as low as 580 or even 500 in some cases with a larger down payment. And if your credit does need some work, let's discuss a few things that you can do. Sometimes just those few small changes can make a big difference. Start by reviewing your credit report for errors. You can get a free credit report over at annualcreditreport.com. If you find mistakes, dispute them to potentially boost your credit score. You also want to focus on paying down credit card balances, making on time payments, and avoiding any new debt. Even those small improvements can make a big difference over time. Then I want you to look into some first time homebuyer programs like FHA or USDA, which are more flexible with credit requirements. A good lender, again, is going to help you understand where you stand, what you need to do to qualify. They can also offer tips for improving credit quickly. Your credit score now is just one piece of the puzzle, and it's not the only things that lenders consider. Things like your income, savings, debt to income ratio also play a big role in the process. Plus, taking some steps to improve the credit now is going to help benefit in the long run, even after you purchase your home. If you're unsure about your credit, don't let that stop you. Reach out to me for a free consultation, and I can help create a plan to achieve those home ownership goals. Fear number 4, what if the process is too complicated? I get it, y'all. Buying a home can feel like learning a new language. Escrow, appraisals, contingencies. What does all of this mean? It's completely normal to feel like buying a home is complicated, especially if you've never done it before. But the truth is, with the right guidance, it's a manageable process and it can be simplified by just following a few steps. Let's go talk about that. Step 1, we're going to talk about that budget, right? Again, before anything else, you got to determine how much you can afford. This includes knowing your income, monthly expenses, and potential savings for that down payment. Again, reiterating the importance of getting pre-approved. The pre-approval letter is going to come from a lender. It's going to show how much you can borrow, and it's going to give you the confidence when it comes to making an offer. 3, finding that trusted realtor. Work with someone who knows the market and that can guide you through each step. A good realtor will make the process feel less overwhelming. And 4, you want to search for your home. This is when the fun begins. Your realtor is going to help you find the home that fits your budget and your needs. Then you get to make an offer. The realtor is going to guide you in making a competitive offer based on the home's value and market conditions. Then we move into that home inspection space. This ensures that your home is in a condition that's going to help you avoid any surprises later. Then you get to close on the home. Once everything is approved, you'll sign the paperwork. You'll get the keys to your new home. Another misconception that you need to know, everything up front, but that's not true. The process is going to unfold step by step and you'll learn as you go. Remember, you don't have to navigate through this process alone. Let's schedule a consultation. We can answer questions. We can make the journey to home ownership as smooth as possible. And that brings us to fear number 5. What if the market isn't right? This is the most common fear, especially with all the headlines about interest rates and housing prices. But here's the thing, the perfect time to buy a home isn't about the market, it's about your situation. It's totally understandable to worry about market conditions, whether prices are too high, interest rates are climbing, or if competition feels overwhelming. These are real concerns, but they don't always mean it's the wrong time to buy. What does the right market mean? So the right market is different for everyone. It's not just about what's happening nationally or locally. It's about your personal readiness and financial situation. Things like home prices, interest rates, inventory, and your long-term goals play a role in determining if the market is going to be right for you. If you're wondering how to assess if now is the right time, let's evaluate a couple of things. Your finances. Can you comfortably afford a mortgage payment even if interest rates are higher than they were last year? Are you financially prepared for a down payment and closing costs? Also, consider your motivation. Are you planning to stay in your home for at least 5 to 7 years? If so, market fluctuations will matter less in the long run. Again, you can research the market trends locally. Real estate is hyper local, so what's happening nationally might not reflect what's happening in your area. I can help you analyze if you're in the North Houston area specifically to see if it aligns with your goals. You can leverage the market's pros and cons. If prices are high, you might face less competition. If rates are higher, home prices might soften a little bit. Every market condition has trade-offs. So you might also be struggling with the fear of overpaying, fear of interest rates, and the fear of a crash. We hear it all day, every day. It's all in our face. While nobody really wants to overpay, remember that real estate is a long-term investment. Historically, home values appreciate over time and after market corrections. Interest rates might feel high now, but you can always refinance later when rates drop. Focus on finding a home you can afford and love. Let's talk about the fear that crash. The current market is very different from 2008. Lending standards are stricter and inventory is still limited, which makes a significant crash unlikely in most areas. There's no such thing as a perfect market, but there is a such thing as the right time for you. So if you're ready financially and emotionally, the right time is now. And we can strategize together to find a home that fits your budget and goals, no matter what the market looks like. Plus, remember, renting comes with its own costs and uncertainties. Owning a home builds equity and it gives you stability. The home buying process might seem complicated, but with the right support, it can be straightforward. It can even be enjoyable. And if you're ready to get started or you have more questions, reach out to me. I'd love to help you take the next step toward owning your first home. Comment below, you guys, with the biggest question about the home buying process, and I'll answer it in a future video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else who's thinking about buying a home. See you on the next video. Bye now.